The rest of the chapter. Luke scrawled, "Why?" Jen's dad wrote for a long time. Then he turned the paper to Luke. It said, "I have power now. Tomorrow? Probably. Next week?" With a bunch of question marks. Next year? With even more question marks. Can't tell with our government. Favored one day, persona non grata the next. You never know. There are no guarantees. Luke stared at the paper until the words blurred together. He had to decide. Now. He thought about reading and daydreaming in the attic the rest of his life. His parents were kind to him, even if they weren't around much. And as much as Matthew and Mark had always teased him, he was pretty sure they would take care of him if his parents couldn't someday. His life was very limited. He understood that now more than ever. But he was used to it. It was safe. He could make himself be happy. Except... Luke remembered how bored he'd felt before meeting Jen, how desperate he'd been to do something, anything, besides read and daydream. He'd been so desperate that he'd risked his life for the chance of meeting another third child. Did he want to spend the rest of his life feeling that desperate? Did he want to just waste it? But even if he got a fake ID, what would he do? The answer was there instantly, as if he'd known it all along, and his brain was just waiting for him to come looking. He could do something to help other third children come out of hiding. Not with another big dramatic rally like Jen had tried, or by finding fake IDs the way Jen's dad did. Maybe there was something smaller and slower he could do. Studying ways to grow more food so no one would go hungry, no matter how many kids people had. Or changing the government so that farmers were allowed to raise pigs or use hydroponics, and ordinary people, not just barons, could have better lives. Or figuring out ways for people to live in outer space so they wouldn't be too crowded on Earth and chop down beautiful woods just for houses. He didn't know exactly how he could do those things, or even what the right thing to do was, but he wanted to do something. He remembered what he told Jen the last time he'd seen her. It's people like you that change history. People like me, we just let things happen to us. And he'd believed it. That was how his family had always lived. But maybe that was wrong. Maybe he could succeed where Jen had failed precisely because he wasn't a baron, because he didn't have her sense that the world owed him everything. He could be more patient, more cautious, more practical, but he'd never be able to do anything staying in hiding. He bit his lip. His hand shook as he wrote his answer. I want a fake ID, please.